but we got Kingfish back on the line. We found out where his name came from before we got cut off. Hey, Kingfish, I just watched a video, It Ain't Right, where you played at your hometown, Clarksdale, Mississippi. Okay, Mr. Delta Blues Museum in Clarksdale, Smarty Pants, I'm going to ask you some questions. You ready?
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I read the whole article in the San Diego Union. It told about your times at that museum, and you know everyone there. Okay, so name some of the. And by the way, how cool it is to play in your own hometown, which is the founding city for Delta Blues. So, name some of the other blues legends that came from Clarksdale.
Oh man, Big Jack Johnson, Sam Carr, Frank Frost, Wesley Junebug Jefferson, Dr. Michael James, who was my personal favorite. Big Jack was too. Even the last generation of guys like them, like Terry Big T Williams, Anthony Big A Sherrod, Johnny Billington, Joe Iceman Williams, man, Harvell Thomas, Dion Thomas, Arthur Gasman Jones. Whole lot of that. Yeah.
But didn't Muddy Waters come from there also?
Oh, man, see, I thought you were talking about the local guys.
Oh, no. Well, the local guys, yeah. Well, you're one of them. But the legends that came from there.
Okay, yeah. Oh, trust me, those guys are legends too. They just didn't reach the height. But of course, like Sunhouse and Muddy Waters, and you got the Robert Johnson and the Johnny Shines and the Honey Boy Efforts, the Two Four. So yeah, those are some of the more renowned names that come from the Delta Blues area down here for sure.
Yeah, I think even John Lee Hooker came from there. So.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Got Charleston in the rig as well.
Okay, well, since you still live in Clarksdale, tell us a little bit about Clarksdale. I saw where you were playing the stage. You had like a train station behind you. So what's the population of Clarksdale, kind of the climate, and what are some of the more popular things to do?
I would say about a couple thousand, probably. Ain't really much to do. Besides go to the Friday night football games or basketball games, whatever. And it's pretty much it's just pretty much all 24/7 music. It's either sports events, music events, or church.
Right.
Who it is around here.
And I read also in that article that told almost everything about you. No, not everything. So, but that you sang in church also. So you were in the choir.
Oh yeah. I was more so singing songs for like Easter programs and stuff like that. My mom, she would take me to rehearsal with her, and then I also played in the drums for the church choir as well. So yeah, all of that was pretty much like my upbringing before I got into blues around age 8.
Okay, but basically, let me see. You were singing at the church, and by the way, I did see that wonderful video that you dedicated to your mom. That was very, very nice, and I actually added that to my playlist so everyone can see that and see how beautiful your mom was. So that was on there. You're welcome. So, hey, the 662, which I'm holding up right now, Kingfish, is your most recent release, and it just so happens that you got it in on the 50th anniversary, so congratulations. Seems like a lot of alligators have got their teeth into this 50th. Let me see, there's Chris Kane that you mentioned. Selwyn Birchwood's got something out. Curtis Salgado's got something out. And by the way, another one of your teammates, Tommy Castro, he's going to be at the Coach House the day after you. So I'm trying to, because I'm going to see you at the Coach House on Friday night. And by the way, I'd like to get a picture with you. But then I'm going to race back down to San Diego and go to the Blues Fest and see you again and see Rick Estrin. And then I didn't realize that Tommy Castro, who's got a new release, and he's calling tomorrow to talk about that he's going to be back at the Coach House. So I got to race back and forth from San Diego to San Juan. That's going to be a busy day. But anyway, hey, so yeah, Alligator's really doing well this year. So I played a lot of your songs. So you're going to be at Coach House. I think you start at the San Diego Blues Fest about 3:30 or something like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I'm just looking forward to it. I can't wait, man. Big time.
Yeah. So you're out here. So what's your next stop after San Juan Capistrano? Where do you go?
We go to San Diego. After San Diego, we go to Las
Ooh.
Vegas for Big Blues Bender, and then we travel back to LA. We have a show in LA on that Wednesday.
Right.
And I think we have one more date that Friday, and somewhere. I think it's still in California. I'm kind of blanking on that date. And then we fly out to New Jersey. I want to see like 2 days later.
Oh, really? So, okay. So this is kind of your West Coast tour right now.
Yeah. We've been doing like the Midwest and East Coast legs of the tour for the last couple of months and weeks now. But yeah, this is going to be the West Coast leg.
Okay. Well, I also read in this article in the San Diego Union that Buddy Guy really helped you along, and he let you play with them. But he also had other young guitar players that he allowed to play music with them on stage. How did he come about finding you down in Clarksdale, Mississippi, to figure out to invite you to play? That's kind of the question. How did that originally come to fruition?
Well, it's kind of a long story. The first thing, I opened for him, I want to say 2013 in Virginia. Then I formally got a chance to meet him a couple of years later in Portland, Oregon, and I sat in with him at a festival out there. Then I sat in with him one more time in Memphis, Tennessee at a Experience Hendrix show. And that moment right there is kind of what broke the ice. Next thing you know, we got a call from my godfather, Tony Coleman. Plays drums for B.B. King. He said, "Hey, Mr. Guy is interested in, having you put out a record."
Uh-huh.
So one thing led to another. He got us in touch with Tom, and we that's kind of how how the friendship and the mentorship kind of pretty much started.
Yeah, well, I mean, boy, you couldn't have got a better start. You got a blues legend that gave you this opportunity, and then you have like this producer that's produced for some really well-known people, including Buddy and Santana, and then somehow or another you hooked up with the major blues record label in the United States, Alligator record label, all in 1 year. So I would say you were pretty well blessed on that. So
Thank you.
Yeah, you're doing wonderful. And, there's lots of talk about you being the next legend. So I want to see young. So, because I don't know if I'm going to be around for another 50 years like you are. But anyway, okay. So your new album release is called 662. Okay, I'm guessing that 662 is the area code of Clarksdale, but I'm not sure. So what is the significance?
It is.
It is, okay.
It's the area code for pretty much all of the North Oklahoma County, the whole northern Mississippi Delta, and ironically, it was kind of established the year I was born back in '99. So and not only that, see what happened was when COVID gave us a lot of time to utilize, me and Tom and also Richard Cameron got together on Zoom, and we decided, let's write another album all the way from May up into the on September.
Uh-huh.
And we figured, let's dive a little more personal and talk about the growth that's been going on since the last 2 years. And if you listen to the record, it's a very personal record, kind of like a diary.
Uh-huh.
So I felt like I can call it like a chapter. So I felt like that chapter was 662, just since I came back to the 662 and wrote them songs, in the middle of the pandemic. So that's where the 662 came from.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got 2 albums in a row that are doing great, and so I'm fortunate to be able to finally see you. My friend that's going to be coming with me to San Juan Capistrano, she actually has a picture with you when you were at Mammoth Lakes. I think that was 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I remember that show.
Yeah, and then you're going to, I was going to go to the Big Bender in Vegas just because I like to occasionally shoot some craps, but and be around blues. But I figured, man, I want to see Chris Stone. He's going to be local, so I just decided to see you here twice. So
I understand, man. Take that easier route.
Yeah, you don't know how much money I could have lost in craps. But hey, here's a question, Chris Stone. Are you going on that the cruise, the big blues cruise on, I think it's October 2022, where it's going down to La Paz, Mexico? Are you going to be on that one?
Unfortunately, we're not booked for it this year.
Oh, you're not? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to be on that one too. So that should be.
Man, have fun, man.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Greatest family of your life, dude. I appreciate you know that.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, it's a pleasure having you. I'm showing another picture of you. This was in the newspaper today about the arts and culture. Is talking about the San Diego Blues Fest. All the people that are going to be there. Rick Estrin, he's going to be there too with the Nightcats, and I think Kid Anderson he's still with Rick and the Nightcats, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been with them in the green room at Belly Up. So yeah, eventually you'll make it to Belly Up, but you'll enjoy that site too. So Coach House is really nice, and next time you
I've actually been to both places before, but just as an opener.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you'd been in Belly Up. Yeah, that's kind of our two hot places here in San Diego County, but we're getting a lot of alligators coming out here lately, so that's good. And you know what? With your style of music and others, and since you're a younger guy, you're only 22, and I read somewhere that on your Instagram or whatever, you've got like all these a lot of young kids getting interested in blues. So that's cool. We're always talking about keeping blues alive. Not that I thought it was ever dying, but you are definitely sparking another generation to like it. And hopefully we get enough of them so we can all make a ton of money. Just
yeah, man, I definitely get it. I really appreciate it for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, so Chris Stone, Kingfish, Ingram, a pleasure talking with you. I love your music. And again, you're going to be, you got 2 albums. Your first one is probably still available. How would they get your first one, Kingfish? Go to your website or go to Alligator?
Yeah, pretty much. My website, go to Alligator. If you want to just do digital, it's all on all streaming outlets and everything.
Okay. And then the new one is 662. So I'm kind of I'm sandwiched between 2 great albums. Chris Stone, Kingfish, his debut album on the left, and his new one, 662, on the right. So I would think that because I played a lot of music off your older one, because I figured on tour you're probably going to be playing a lot of your new music. So I didn't want everyone to hear all your new music before they got to see it live. So you got a lot played, and I think have a good time, and we'll talk with you. Oh, one last thing, Chris Stone. I asked this of all the people that I interviewed, and some people had some good stuff. Being a younger person like yourself, you probably don't have as many years behind you, but what is one of the funniest, scariest, weirdest, or most embarrassing events that's happened to you while at a concert, show, or on stage? One.
Man, I'll tell you one funny story. One day back in 2016, we played at a festival that they no longer have. It's called the T-Bone Walker Blues Festival in Long Beach, Texas. And I went into the crowd with my wireless, and there wasn't nobody out there, chaperoning me and while I was out there. So I went. It was very hot, so I just sat there for like a minute. So I went back stage, and I could feel somebody tugging on my shirt. And it's this drunk lady, and obviously it's in like some type of grinding type of things on me. And my mom, those who knew my mom knew that she could be the, security guard every now and then.
Oh yeah.
So my mom came out of nowhere, no, and kind of snatched her away from her. And but yeah, it's one of the moments that you had to be there to see it. But yeah, that's a good one right there.
That's cool. Hey, I saw in that one CD where you're talking about your mom and the pictures with Princess, and she had like a motorcycle jacket on. Was she in a motorcycle club of some sort?
Yeah. Actually, before she got sick, she wasn't in a club, but she actually dated a guy that was kind of like a big motorcycle dude, and he actually got her that vest and got her to hang around with the club and that. So she was almost into it, but she had always had infatuation with bikes and everything for sure.
Oh, really? Well, that's cool. Well, anyway, so I'm glad that you called in, and I'll see you Friday and I'll see you Saturday. A lot of great music coming out from Alligator and from you. So thanks for taking your time with me, Christone.
No problem, man. Thank you for the opportunity. Big time.
Okay, you have a good one.
Same to you.
All right, bye-bye.